It's time to yap.
It's time to yap. Turn it up.
It's Chloe.
Daniel,
Jack,
and Kira.
and this is
What's Yappenin?
Live on Queen's Radio.
On YouTube and Spotify.
Guten Tag, folks. What's Yappenin? GCSE German coming in strong.
So the conversation we've had right before this has just totally rattled me.
Everyone's thrown off.
Yeah, hello and welcome back to What's Yappenin. This week we're doing Worst Nights Out. Yep.
We've got quite a lot of responses to get through, so we should probably just jump right into
Straight
it. And
into
obviously, like, we have quite a lot of stories ourselves. So yeah, I think it'll be a fun episode, guys. Kira, do you want to read the first one?
Okay. Right, so first one, starting off strong, went to Lavery's for my best friend's 18th and was all going well until she needed to boke in the toilets. So I went with her and she went into the stall. 2 minutes later, she was calling my name, asking where I was, so I had to go in and hold her hair back. In brackets, I am not good with sick. And after a few seconds of holding her hair back, I poked all over her and thought she never knew, but all along she did. How could she not know?
If someone
That someone else poked
Yeah.
over you?
if
Like,
someone
smell
landed
it,
their
you could
sick.
feel it.
Yeah.
You could feel
It's
the
dripping.
Yeah, you could probably feel the consistency. Like,
Touch
Touch
the back
not
of your head.
much detail. You had to take it there.
Stinking.
wait, whose microphone's that? Oh, that's mine. Sorry. Continue. It's very loud in my ears. Yeah, that's stinking. Have you any of you ever been sick after drinking? Or
Yeah,
night out?
actually, no,
No,
No.
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 multiple times.
Oh, really?
I used to be like so proud that I wasn't a whitey merchant. Like I was like never be sick. I like would never whitey when I drank, and then I don't know what happened. I have a few. We had a pre-formal. I decided I was going to down a bottle of SARS
For
before
which one?
Euphoria theme
Okay.
pre-formal.
Okay.
Then
go with
went
Jacob
home.
Elordi.
I lived around the corner, so I went home and got changed because I didn't like the outfit I was wearing anymore. Then drank more in my house and came back and had probably like 8 double vodka blackcurrants, but it was like not Smirnoff. And
I don't think that was the
Oh,
problem.
the brand was off, but that's
I
mental.
was then sick in the bathrooms there, but like no one knew. I kept it on the low. Like I don't want people to know
On the
when I'm being
DL.
sick because you just get ripped apart for it.
Yeah.
And then I went home and I knocked all the glasses down off my little bedside table onto an electronic heater I had. They all smashed because we like me and my friends in my room. So all the glasses smashed all over the floor. There's water all over the floor. My mum was on her hands and knees like 3 o'clock
You're
in
a
the morning.
disgrace.
My dad
Lindsay.
actually came in first, looked at me, sighed. He was just like, disappointment. Was just going to leave it there with all this glass beside my bed. I was like drunk out of my mind. My mum had to come in on her hands and knees
You're a
and clean it up.
disgrace. You're a total
And
disgrace.
then I was sick all over myself in my sleep.
Oh.
It was like black as well. It was like really
Ew.
not good.
Black?
Like black sick, yeah. I know. I
Venom?
don't really know what happened.
You serious?
I know.
Well,
I
the
thought that's
blackcurrant.
I think it was the
like-
black currant,
Oh,
but
fair,
I
yeah,
thought
fair.
I was like turning into a super villain or something.
You're
And then like a few weeks
Venom.
ago, I think this one's been put in. I'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
yeah, there has been a few times. Not proud of
That
it,
is-
but you know, I'm not awful. Like if you look at the ratios of the amount of times I've been out and not been sick compared to the amount of times I've been out and have been sick, like it's
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
pretty substantial.
Yeah,
so
fair
it's
enough,
okay.
that's
It's
fair.
not that bad.
Yeah. Black sick is stinking though. So-
Yeah. It did scar me, but like
I
it didn't
think-
stop me. It just scarred me.
I think that's a low point for you.
Oh, that was a low point. I like took my bed sheets off in the middle of the night and like put them on the floor and just hoped that I could like clean them before I would notice. And she did. She inevitably cleaned them. Yeah. Anyways, number 2.
I was in Cork with a Queen's. Is my mic really weird, or is it my head?
No, it's,
No,
I
it's
think it's okay.
headphones.
Oh, right. I was in Cork with a Queen's sports club, and we went to a club the night after competing. I wish I could give more detail, but I remember very little. However, I was informed that I kept buying rounds of shots for people. We left the bar, and I went to pay for my pizza afterwards, and my card declined. I had spent £130 in the bar. Shots were £3 max. There was a picture of me sleeping on a table in the club on the group chat the next day.
£130.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's a
Mental.
low.
What's the most you ever spent on a night out? I think mine's like 80, to be honest. Is that high or low? What face is that?
I just don't
That's
check.
like not terrible.
That's not that bad. I know people who spent like literally £100.
Which is
For a night
ridiculous. How much did you spend? Probably a fiver for parking, if anything.
£6 to get in. No,
Yeah.
probably like 30 quid. And that would have been my birthday.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
mine's way more than that.
No, because someone sent me money, so it wouldn't even. It'd be like 15.
Yeah. Well, how much do you spend?
I don't actually know. I just think it's better to keep my pace and just not.
I don't. Yes, you don't.
Yeah.
It's no bother.
I just wouldn't want to know, to be honest.
You don't
There's
look at the-
been
yeah.
some nights where it's definitely gone quite a bit. I've been to Dublin and stuff for concerts before. I went to Spins before, and Spins is not expensive, but when you drink the amount
But you
that
drink.
I inevitably do, then you end up racking up a wee bit of money, but it's okay. You
I've
rate that because
paid-
that's too long for me to do.
Oh my goodness, this next one's a behemoth. Not
is a-
necessarily a night out story in the sense that I wasn't drinking, but it certainly became a night out, whether I wanted it to or not. I was picking my girlfriend up from Limelight. It was relatively early, brackets 11:30 midnight. Because I had work in the next morning at 7 a.m. and was only picking her up because I knew it would take 30 minutes max and I could get to bed with roughly 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep. Driving down the motorway at 11:30 to Limelight, what I don't see, because my phone knows I'm driving, is a series of text messages from my girlfriend saying that one of her friends, we'll call her Poppy for the sake of the story, is really sick and needs to get home. I get to Limelight, and of course, there's the usual suspects, the scum and villainy of Belfast city centre, all walking around or in the process of being kicked out. I don't need to text my girlfriend because I see her comforting her mate who is completely paralysed on the ground. I run over and ask what's happening here, and she tells me she's had a bad chat with her boyfriend, brackets, because she was dancing highly inappropriately with her ex at the club.
Ooh.
Just take a quick break. As someone who was victim to this, only they kissed their ex. Cut it out.
Hint.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
She's screaming that she wants to game over herself. She didn't say that for the sake, but she didn't say that for the sake of QB Radio. I'll censor it. Thanks. Over and over again. I say, right, fine, I'll drop her home. Where does she live? Newton Ards. I sigh and run over to my car to turn it round to the side street because she's so gone she wouldn't be able to cross. When I get out of my car, there's a street fight going on right on top of my girlfriend and her mates. I run over to two lads who are genuinely about to rip the heads off each other and say something like, can you not see what's going on here? Can you get out of here? She's genuinely tweaking. Didn't say that. They finally move and we struggle to get her in the car. My girlfriend's other friend sits in the back seat with a plastic bag I had in my car in case she throws up. What follows was a 40-minute drive to Ards in search of her house, which we struggled to obtain because her boyfriend was being uncooperative and her phone had died, so we didn't have Poppy's mum's number. Eventually, Poppy's boyfriend gives us an address and we pull up to this farmhouse in the middle of nowhere in Ards. It's 1 a.m. now, by the way. There's no lights on, so I keep knocking until someone comes to the door. A woman answers and I say, are you Poppy's mum? She says, no. My heart sinks and I've just woken this random woman up for this random girl in this random place I've never been in. She says the house you're looking for is down the road. I apologise a crazy amount and then we get to the actual house. Her mum's waiting for us and says she better get in her bed before her dad wakes up. She doesn't. Her dad wakes up, she's kicking and screaming and punching my car seat and won't get out. So her dad comes out and picks her straight up and basically throws her into the house like a rag doll, screaming, you're such a bleeping embarrassment, etc. I just go, right, okay, let's get out of here. We all pee in the bushes and get into the car. I have to drop the other friend home, then my girlfriend. I get home just after 2 a.m. I wake up to a text from my mum saying thank you. To this day, Poppy hasn't thanked me, at least not over text, and especially not in person. Lesson, book a taxi. Hope this wasn't too much of a yap.
Wow.
Oh my.
I think it's a brilliant response. I mean, if you
That
had
is-
32 of those, it'd be class.
I want to know how it takes 40 minutes to get to Ards from Limelight.
I know. Well, I don't even know where Newton Ards is, to be honest with you, because I don't.
It's a bit of a
It's
trek.
between us two.
It's closer than
Right,
Bangor,
okay.
Yeah.
though. Is it not?
But it's
Huh?
out of the way.
It is. out
Like,
of the
it's
way.
not.
I suppose if you don't know where you're going at Ards as
yeah.
well, you're
Yeah, if you
you're
don't
sort
know,
of like
especially if you end up at some farmhouse.
Yeah, that's
like,
even worse.
I wouldn't even know where that is.
Middle of
farmhouse is the
Scrabble or
maddest
something.
bit of
Yeah.
that whole story, where he opens the door and they're like, no, this isn't the
Sorry,
house.
you're
Like,
not here.
it's like 1 a.m. now.
Yeah,
Feel
that
like-
is so. I actually couldn't think anything worse.
That's, yeah, hectic.
I would feel so guilty though. Like I've
If you
never
were the
gotten
person.
myself into that much of a state. Like,
If you were the person that.
but I would feel
caused that.
so guilty. I would literally I would never be able to stop apologizing for
Yeah.
that. I would pay them so much money just to like forget about it, like hush fees. Like I wouldn't want anyone to ever know about this. and
Harsh
certainly not.
feet, did you say?
Yeah, like I would. Oh, that's actually awful. Right. So this person says, one time, me and a group of my mates were on holiday in Malia. We were on our way back at about 4 a.m. with someone who was very drunk and kept punching walls. We had a room on the first floor, and he proceeded to full sprint at our balcony from the first floor and attempted to climb up in it. Instead, he ran and jumped into the balcony wall and fell face first onto the concrete. I know who this was.
Do you?
It was Chloe.
It wasn't me. Yeah, so I was a lads holiday with people I'm friends with, and I think I got a video of this,
Really?
and you can hear in the
And
video
was
where
it a random guy?
No, it's
That
like
was
one of my
okay,
friends.
okay.
He ran full speed, face first into this wall, and I mean he was gone. Like we seen them that night before this happened, and he literally like could barely string a sentence together. We were gonna go get tattoos together. It was I can't say I was much better, to be honest. I just didn't run at a balcony.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought he was just going to be a ninja, and like you can't really see it in the video, but you can just hear the like smack where he like hits it and then goes onto the floor. Yeah, quite interesting. Have you had any like holiday experiences?
I was in Lanzarote and it was quite tame, I'll not lie. It
Okay.
was
Pretty
It
civilized.
wasn't it
Pretty
quite
civil.
like. Oh, I suppose maybe your friends are different than mine.
Well, Aaron had a bottle of wine and then started dancing with some woman from where was she from?
Don't you look at me now.
Leeds or somewhere. She just started dancing at this like bar, and I was like, "Oh my word!" She's she's prying this woman away from her kids to dance with her at the bar.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. The next one just says, when I pulled a fat bird.
Lovely.
We've all been there, bro.
That's not very nice.
I'm just saying.
That is not very nice.
We've all been there, mate.
That's an awful thing to say.
Sorry, Chloe. Cheaper so. The next one, we went to Limelight, and there was no joke, about 20 people in the whole place at 11 o'clock, and we literally just went home.
Have you ever done
I've
that?
been to
just
Limelight,
left.
and it's been like that. Me and my friends went once, and it was literally, I think it was the week like after New Year, and it was dead.
Yeah.
There was not a sinner in there.
The Saturday night after, it was literally free entry, and the
Free entry?
yeah, and the place you could do like a ballerina twirl in the middle of the dance floor, like it was dead. Also, talking about Limelight, tell me why my mother this morning sent me a screenshot of Limelight's Instagram.
Is it
Are
the
you in
30
it?
plus?
Are you in it?
No,
The 30
the
plus
30
club?
plus club.
I seen this
What on
morning.
earth?
My mother wants
Yeah.
to go to this.
My mum has always wanted to go to. She always she follows Baba.
yes.
She follows them on Facebook. She's like, okay, I'd love to go to this, and I'm like,
Why don't we bring your
Parents
mum?
night out.
Yeah,
Can we do
parents
it?
night out to Baba.
Annie would love that.
You
Yummy
could all bring her
mummies.
parents. Yeah, the yummy mummies all go to Baba. We should do this. I would love that.
30. This sounds stupid. Can people that are under 30 still go?
I imagine it's
No,
from 5 to
no.
9.
It's
No.
only
Oh,
30.
we have
It has to
to-
be 30.
5 to 9?
Yeah, it's a 30 plus.
Early night. We'd have to drop them off at the door.
That's actually an excellent idea. Whoever came up with that.
Yeah, it's
That's-
great. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's really sweet.
Let's get Limelight. Let's get What's Yappenin down to do coverage of it. Limelight.
Yes.
Pull some strings
Yeah.
and let the guys.
Since I'm
I'm
Baba's
lying.
#1 supporter,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going
Show them the
tonight.
transactions, and they'll say yes.
Yeah.
it's in my Apple
Jack
wallet
basically
for
funds the
tonight.
whole club at this rate. Like,
Ready to go.
Number
yeah.
one shareholder. over
You know
here.
what? We'll give Limelight a tag and see if the What's Yappenin crew can promote the,
Yeah,
the
in there,
30
the 30
plus
plus.
club.
well,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a brilliant
100%
idea.
counts.
I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, there's definitely been times where I've got into a club early thinking, flip, it's going to be really busy.
And it never.
And it is,
Dead.
20 people there, which is Thompson's. That happens a lot to me. I haven't
I
been
hate
Thompson's in a
that.
year, though.
What?
Like,
I'm making my Thompson's debut next week.
you never been?
Oh.
Oh, don't go.
Thompson's is great. Right?
It's
Don't
for
go.
an afters
Save
for formal,
yourself.
so it's either that or go home.
No, literally go home. Literally go home. I went
Back to
once.
Gumber.
Rave's
It's
just sat there
so
like, yep,
yeah,
do that.
it's so bad. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Isn't it
it's
so
been-
Even
bad?
Rafe
Here.
thinks so.
Rave's been here 4 months and he's been to Thompson's
Did
more
you-
than I have.
Not see. This is if I was there, it probably would have been the worst night of my life as well. But people who went to Thompson's and all got spiked with laxatives, and they
Oh,
were
yes, I saw that,
pooing
yeah.
all over the seats, all over the floor.
We talked about this on TikTok Live last night. Yeah, so there was someone spiked a load of drinks, whatever, and it was just
Mayhem, like poo
for
everywhere.
it was a bleep
It was
show. Literally, yeah.
It was literally like, it was a mess.
Yeah.
I have never
It
seen
was
the
a mess,
videos.
yeah.
Talking
everywhere.
about like nights out. Actually, anyone heard about the Devonish?
Yes, my mom brought this up to me yesterday. I was like, oh my god,
Well done, I
shush.
forgot about that. That's a
I heard the Devonish is a great night out, to be honest.
I heard Daniel was one of the pleasure boys.
Listen, all I'm saying is no one has seen me in the Pleasure Boys cinema. I mean, did you see the naked?
Yes,
Oh, yes, the naked
yes.
guy.
Naked guy in
Thompson's.
Thompson's. Have you not seen the naked
Yoda, you
guy?
can't show it.
Oh,
That's not
Thompson's?
Thompson's. Is that not
that's
Lux?
Lux.
that's
Lux.
Lux.
Yeah, that's
was
Lux.
outside
I think that was like Fat Weds or
Basically,
something.
there's a video of
Is
a
that
guy
ready to
who,
go?
jumps from the roof, and
It's completely
he is
naked.
completely naked, like no underwear, nothing, and
Really
just
weird
runs at the people in the videos.
He's trekking about the place for ages.
Before someone does
before
something.
someone actually
Yeah.
tackles him. But yeah, that's how I've just seen so much about Devonish at the minute. I didn't know what it was at first, and I saw
Yeah.
the video and was horrified.
Do you know what
I
it
have
is?
never.
I haven't seen the video and I don't think
No,
Don't.
I
Just
haven't.
don't.
I've seen bits about it.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Belfast every year produces 2 viral videos, okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
Last year, you'd Phonocap Man and the whole,
Oh,
you'd all
aye.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we've already got this year's, or one of this year's, which is the Devonish, the Meat Lovers pizza, where they're, in there. Did you see the pizza place that then changed, slashed their prices? So they
No.
changed their. So the UK Pleasure Boys, after the Devonish, went to get food in this pizzeria. And then they put up a post the next day and said, after the UK Pleasure Boys visited us last night, we've got a sale on our Meat Lovers pizza.
Oh.
So
Right,
their
wow.
Meat
No, they
Lovers pizza,
didn't.
they changed from like $10.95 to like $8.95 or something.
I
Like, for real.
haven't, like, that video I think has scarred me for life. I think it was my boyfriend or something that showed me it as well, like, or something when I was in Newcastle.
worse.
Whoever it was, I don't even remember now, but I seen the video, but then I seen multiple angles of the video, and like someone got human, what's the word?
Feces.
No, not feces.
Bodily-
Trying to
bodily
think, bodily
fluids.
fluids in her hair.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah.
Like the aftermath.
And people, like, I think people must have came out of that with black eyes and all sorts. Like, I'm really not even being funny. I'm not the same after it. Like, there's people I think as well who are supposed to have their formals in the Devonish or something, and their schools are like trying to cancel the formals.
That was a big issue in some of the staff working there at the bar were under 18.
Oh.
So
That is a big loss.
Surely they shouldn't have been working at a bar then, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so then they're like, well, the parents are kicking off, being like, my son turned up to work. Was met with something
Was
else.
violated.
Was met with the UK Pleasure Boys, and
I have never heard of this group before either.
No.
I also didn't think that was like a thing. Like, I didn't think that was like legal. Like, or something. Like, I don't know. I just don't even know what I was thinking when I watched that video. I did not think that was happening in Belfast.
Yeah.
First of all.
also the only Belfast is the UK Pleasure Boys have said they're just loving
Are
it.
you looking at the
I'm
video?
watching the videos now.
The UK Pleasure Boys account said in all the shows they've done, Belfast so far is
The
the only
best.
place where the best is the only place where people have got on the stage, like out of their own free will, got up on the stage and like,
I've been.
Partaking.
it's Magic Mike.
Yeah, I was just about to
Magic
say.
Mike
Yeah.
Live at the Devonish.
Yeah, that's like a whole like.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Rafe knows Magic
He's
Mike,
been
and that is
thinking
not
about
Magic Mike. Yeah. So then this guy says, one time I got so drunk that I went back to my flat and ate my standard gravy chip, used a fork but couldn't be arsed to wash it, so I wrote a letter, half an A4 page long, apologised to my flatmates about not washing my fork and leaving it beside the sink.
I know who this is. She is like, she's wild. Like, she's so funny. But she was posting on her story, and I just remember like seeing it at the time. Like, I was at home sober, read her story, was so confused, and read like this whole A4 note that she had written. Instead of just washing the fork and putting it away, she sat there and like wrote this whole essay about how she's so sorry for not doing her dishes and yada yada yada. Left it there until the morning, and then woke up the next day and was like, why did I do that? Like, what? She posted on her story, and I was like, why have you done this to yourself? Like, why have you actually? There was no need to go into that much effort just for one fork. Like, I've seen lots of people leave dishes in there for weeks, like pots and pans.
It is stinging.
Like, I think a fork's not going to do no
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Or
No.
just bring it into your room and leave it until if you're really that worried. You know what I mean? Like, I suppose she's a law student, so it's like
Oh, okay.
she might have like a wee
Cover
thing
herself?
for it.
Yeah,
This one.
Yeah.
I didn't know which part of this night to tell because the whole night was a disaster, but I'll just tell you the worst of it. Came home from a night out having drank enough to tranquilize a horse to my mum, a heavy drinking hater who was waiting up for me. Sorry, I've just realised I've read, like, stopped that story really weird. I'm
Alright.
pausing in the wrong place.
Listen. It's alright.
Thanks.
Alright.
I think your mic's off.
My mic's off.
It's not.
Oh, no, it's not now. You must have just been
It's
too
a bit
far
too
away.
far away.
Sorry. I thought I did a good job hiding how drunk I was. I didn't, but that's a different story. And ate a packet of crisps since I didn't eat anything that evening and went to bed. Got into bed, and the second I lay down on my side, I just
my
opened my
goodness
mouth
gracious
and got
me.
sick on the bed. I sat up and panicked because I was so scared my mum would shout at me, so instinctively I picked it up with my hands. I'm holding the sick, and it's falling down my arms like slime.
word.
While I run to the window and open it and throw it out the window.
Oh my goodness.
But miss, and it
my
goes
goodness.
everywhere. I got a towel and picked up what I could, and I've no recollection of what I did with the towel, but anyway, I just got back into bed. Wake up the next morning
can't believe
and
you
in the
said
pit and in the pit and discussed it with myself and genuinely thinking that is this a cause for an intervention? Worried about my mum finding out, I took off my bed sheets and went over to the window. There was sick on the window and on the windowsill, inside and outside, down the wall of the curtains and on the floor. I was still half drunk, waking up and seeing a dog I didn't recognise in the field barking at my dog, and I called my mum with panic, forgetting about the sick everywhere. She came in and somehow didn't know the frame of vomit all around the window, and I just didn't know how to speak because I was so scared she wouldn't notice, but miraculously she didn't. The day after, I'm thinking how I got away with it, when later that evening I come home to find that I had drunkenly put the towel I forgot about on top of the wash clothes in the washing machine, and my mum went to take it out and opened the towel, and then she found most of my vomit. All the clean clothes had to be washed, and my mum was not happy with me. And then she's added her name with a wee winky emoji. I don't know if I'll say the name.
I will.
Yeah.
Tierna, what on earth is wrong with you?
Do you know, so I didn't know that was Tierna's story, and she was saying, I was going to say, thank goodness these are anonymous, like, because you wouldn't say that, like, if these were,
Like
if you
she
could see
signed
who it
it.
is, and I looked and it was like Tierna with a wee smiley face at the bottom, I was like,
And there's only one person
Yeah.
who would use their name, and that's Winky Emoji.
Yeah.
And it's the one that's on our course.
did I put the handbrake up in the car?
What?
Yeah,
Where is this coming from?
think so.
Bro's going back to find the polo rammed against a petrol station.
Yeah, but rolling. But there's curb though, so that in theory it should just stop. Right, okay. I'm pretty sure I put the handbrake up. When we were there, okay, right. Just she was reading that story and I went,
Did I?
parked in the spot and I nothing. I just went, did I put the handbrake on in the car? But it should be okay.
Someone's not interested enough.
No,
clearly.
no. I'm just thinking about the
Sorry,
polo.
Tierna, Daniel's too
Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry,
Um,
sorry.
To be fair, Tierna, we have seen Tierna on a night out, and
My goodness.
she was not well.
Interesting.
No, because I have a
Girls
video of
is
her of you two
It's like The Exorcist.
hitting popping balloons, and she, it's ingrained in my head. She
Balloons
just
at Limelight were dropping, by the way, not drugs.
Shouts at the top of her lungs, Bedlam! Because she hates balloons.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
wee
it
fair.
really
Aye, she was.
freaked her out. She was
yeah.
like jumping around, and then she started trying to hoard them. She thought if she could like take it,
Grab
if she
all
could
of
hold as
They
many as
kept
she could, no one
bursting.
would pop. And then they
Yeah.
started popping in her arms, and God love her. Like she nearly died. I actually think she nearly got herself a heart attack that night.
Oh. Anyway, next one.
Okay, I will go. I know this sounds lethal and unbelievable, but had 4 tequila shots in a row in the Points bar. Was sick on the floor, couldn't even make the toilet. They've said bloody hell. I'm sure that's a typo. Bloody hell, though. Everyone gave me a standing ovation that night.
Amazing.
I mean,
Amazing.
that's fair. Tequila is like lethal, in my opinion. It was my favourite shot until
Disaster.
Talia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty good, and then I think someone literally just put bleach in a shot glass and gave it to me, so it put me off, I think.
Do you ever just read the first line of the next story as we're discussing like the previous one and go,
What is going?
Right, okay. I walked into the toilets at Thompson's and seen a massive African American man around 5'8" with an afro edging. He was also wearing the shirt of a not too nice website. I then went to take urine, and the guy beside me said, "You really put me to shame." Guess he just got mogged.
What?
What's mogged mean?
Mogged, like, one upped, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, if you
Yeah.
mog someone, you're, like, better than them. Is that right? Rafe, have you got a better explanation?
No.
Yeah, well, if it's like, oh, like you mog him, it's like you're better than him. I don't know how to explain, but I know what it means in my head.
So just to take it back to the first half of that story, I walked in the toilet at Thompson's, seen a massive African American man around 5'8" with an afro.
Of
edging.
all the stories to go over, we don't need this one to be reset.
But it's, yeah, I mean, get out of the toilets. Yeah, thank you. I mean, guys, you love the submissions, like, but that's crazy. Like,
That is mental.
Traumatized.
it's the shirt as well that he put that on and went, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Thompson's
I'm
for
wearing
you.
That's
that.
it, yeah.
Had about 3 double vodka with Wicked. By the way, I'm the biggest lightweight in brackets. Proceeded to cry in Jack's car on the way home for undisclosed reasons, and woke up to 3 slices of bread on my floor and didn't recover until about 4 o'clock the next day.
I know who this is, and I'm going to tell you the undisclosed reasons because they are
Oh.
shocking.
Right.
So we were at one of my friends' 18th in August.
Is he?
When would it have been?
Oh, right.
August 2022, I think. No. Yeah, 2022.
Good
And
year. Good summer.
I'm taking a few of my friends home. Some of them live in Belfast, so I'm doing like a loop,
Yeah.
almost a round trip. I'm double backing myself, kind of. And after we dropped off the second to last person, because this person lives in the same town as me,
Mm-hmm.
she starts bawling her eyes out, and it's like, my boyfriend doesn't love me.
This
They'd
girl?
been going out for 2 months. They're still together.
Yeah.
He very much loves her, as far as I'm aware.
Are they still going out?
No, they're still going out.
Okay.
And then she also she turned around and said, "I don't want my dad to walk me down the aisle. I want my mum to." And I was like, "No harm. We're driving through Dundonald here. Can we just get home?"
yeah.
And like, because I got home and her mother greeted me at the door, I'm pretty sure, and was like, "I'm so sorry, Jack."
So weird. That's, I mean, the boyfriend doesn't love me, but I want my mother to walk me down the aisle. I mean, yes, they're linked, but they're also not linked in the
Oh.
slightest whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, thanks for that one.
Me. I'll do I'm like, in my
You
ear.
whispered into a microphone.
Okay. ASMR.
Yeah.
I thought I was away from it.
Okay, my friend stood in the smoking area all night to chat up men who were smoking and ignored me. And then she said, I have a boyfriend and I love him so much.
I feel like
Okay.
I do the same as well.
And I couldn't go to my parents' house smelling like smoke, so I sat and attacked on Clash of Clans. One of the boys made a comment about their mates leaving them to hit on people, and one of my friends said, yeah, that's so annoying. I hate when people do that. They have done this many, many times.
Yeah, to be fair, that is annoying. It is. Do you know what I mean? Like, whenever you're going out with your friends, and like, well, I have a boyfriend, but like, when I went on holiday, like, all my friends didn't have a boyfriend, and they're all, like, you just get left. Like, you're just like last man standing. No one's there. Like, everyone's away. hitting
Spare
on people.
part.
Counterpoint. When I was on holiday, I didn't have a girlfriend, and there was a couple of lads that did, and we would go into a club in Greece, and then they would just sort of stand there with their arms folded as if like, right, lads, go on, you know, go get the numbers up here. And there was a bit of judgment when we were like just enjoying ourselves and dancing. And they were like,
Yeah.
seriously, what he's playing at here? You need to be like
Yeah.
pulling, but which like was not really what I was there for. And I met a girl from Liverpool. But apart from that, yeah,
I do get like it.
just
I couldn't really
exchange
care
nice
less.
conversation.
I can really care less when my friends are hitting on people. Like, my friends always do it. It doesn't really bother me. But
Yeah.
like, whenever they're saying, yeah, I hate when people do that, but you're actively doing it, it's like, okay, shut up. Like, just shush.
Is there anything I do that I say that like I'm like I don't like when people do this, but I actively do it?
What?
Like, do you have that for any of us? For anything? Like when someone says, "Oh, I don't do this," and then they do actively do it.
Probably me saying I haven't started the essay when I'm like 500
Yeah, okay.
words in.
That is one thing that really bothers me.
People have I haven't studied for this exam, and then they get like 90%.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, you've already studied.
That was me.
I don't really get what you mean, to be honest.
All right, okay. Well, that's fine, clear.
I'm sorry, it's too early. But, like, I just mean, like,
That's
what
right.
she
Yeah,
says.
that's fine. Jack gets what I mean. Went to UFO after 2 Door Cinema Club and left after 10 minutes. Never again.
Very
No,
valid.
that's so real because I don't know if
What?
I was there with this person. That
Oh,
night
wait.
was so bad.
I was
Cinema
there.
Club?
That was miserable.
Were
you there?
Yeah.
Like
I went to
UFO?
Tudor Cinema Club. And then it was in Telegraph, wasn't it? And then
Yeah.
we went to, it was Baba
Yeah.
or UFO after.
Because I had to trek. 2 of us were
Oh, was
driving,
the
and there was
after
10 of
party,
us. So we had 2 full cars trekking it from Telegraph to Baba or UFO. And oh my word, we get in there and I just wanted to cry.
It was awful. It was,
was so
literally the
bad.
worst night ever. I ended up ruining like my night after, like, from going there because we had went. There was a big group of us, and like 2 of my friends, my boyfriend went home. They left, and we were like, right. I was like, I don't really know what I want to do, but like I love a drink, so obviously I was going to go. So I went anyway.
The words of an
Walked
alcoholic.
Yeah,
in,
it's such a way it works.
walked upstairs. The drink had worn off from the concert, so I was just standing there sober. Like, this is so boring. Was standing in the beer garden for most of the night. Pretty sure, was that the night Jalvis was there?
No.
That
I
was a
think-
different night,
No,
maybe.
he was.
He was,
'Cause
wasn't he?
I took a photo of my friend with him upstairs
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
upstairs beer garden.
Because all my friends got a photo with him. I was at the toilet and I came back and I seen the photo and I was actually gonna cry. So I was like, someone edit me into the photo. Like, I was so upset. But like, it was a miserable night. I don't know what the vibe was in there, but it just wasn't. It was awful. Like, actually god awful.
Sorry, Limelight. If you're looking at a partnership, we don't mean it.
It wasn't. It was just.
Some
I
nights
think
are
the
better than
vibe.
others,
I
yeah.
think it was just the vibe
Some
of
nights
like
are better than
no one
others.
was like dancing. Everyone was like stuck in the beer garden. I think everyone was just tired from the concert before because you just had a concert like.
Yeah. Was
Jumping
the actual
around.
concert
Aye.
good?
The concert was unreal. Like, it was very good, I thought.
I'm going again in August to see.
So am I.
You.
See you there. I'm so excited. They're really good.
So's the person who was gurning in my car. She's also going. Who's doing this next?
We all sat silent.
Silent.
I accidentally did either one, I don't know if we could say this in the radio, one Class A drug or another
A
another
Class A
drug
drug.
that also is akin to Coca-Cola, and still do not know which one.
Just don't do drugs.
Sounds
sir.
like a yeah, totally sounds like a
Don't do
problem to be
drugs.
honest. Number
Don't-
14.
Drugs are for
that's
mugs.
just- yeah, drugs are for
Number
mugs.
14. Drugs are
Once
for
you happen
mugs.
are very anti-drug.
Drugs are for mugs.
Drugs
Or
are-
paracetamol. Paracetamol helps.
Unless it's prescribed drugs, then do it if you
Prescription's
please.
fine, yeah.
Got spiked in Limelight and Freshers Week.
Ooh.
That is
Great.
that is not
That
great.
is poor, especially if you're like a student that has moved over.
Yeah, it doesn't give us
Not
a good look.
impression.
I was trying so hard to struggle for like what the term is, international student.
Yeah.
Uh,
I-
If that was per wee rave, bless him.
You didn't get spiked, did you?
No.
I
We survived
have
freshers.
like scrunchies that go over your cup. Out them for
Oh,
going on
nice.
holiday.
Oh,
They probably
yeah,
are good.
something
Put
Like,
them
yeah.
over and then you just put your wee straw in. They're
Mhm.
quite good.
Yeah, that's probably got a good idea.
Yeah.
Um,
So get one of those, number 15. Might help.
They don't know what number they
or
are.
just the numbers now.
Yeah, well, you're
They not
number
get to
this. You're
know.
number this.
Next one. One time I
You
was
just
on
whisper name. You know what you do? You whisper names, but you've a full microphone on your face.
Meant to do
So you
it,
pretty
yeah.
just say it in full volume, but like ASMR.
one time I was on a night out in Lux. First mistake. And some very unknown girl was so drunk that she fell face first down the entire flight of stairs.
Was this you?
Was this
Was
Chloe?
this you?
I think you told me about this.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, where do I start?
At
So
the top of the stairs, probably.
Very good.
right, so we're in Lux. Obviously, Fat Weds. It was the place to be when you've just turned 18, in my opinion. It was great. Too much going on. My friend, the one who has put in the stuff about the fork and the, I don't even know what the other one was now, but she had put these stuff in. We'd gone to the bar together and she had ordered 4 Sambuca shots, 2 for me, 2 for her. But when we got there, it was so packed, like you kind of had to get it and go. And she took one of them, and she was like, she's quite small, and she's like, Chloe, I can't take that other one. Like, I will literally collapse if I take it. Like, you know, I'm a big gal. Like, I thought I'll handle this fine. Like, she's like, you have to take it. I'm not wasting the shot. I thought, right, fine. Downed it. 3 shots of Sambuca within a minute. Gone. That was fine. First thing happened was that I got lost for like an hour, and it's not I don't actively like go
for an
missing.
hour?
In my head, I thought that one of my friends hadn't been seen for a while, so I went actively searching for her while I was the one who was in fact in need of the care. So I was like, oh my God, like I was worried that someone had been uncounted. I was like, I don't want someone to get lost, get taken. Went looking for her. I was like, right, where's she gone? Then it just kind of goes black. I think I went to the toilet because I wasn't feeling too well. Then I fell asleep on the toilet floor in one of the things while they were all looking for me. Like girls that come into the bathroom to find me. Obviously, I was in a cabin. What are they called? What are they called?
Stall.
A cubicle.
Stall.
I was in a cubicle, so they obviously didn't find me because I was like sleeping on the floor, obviously. Then I woke up fresh as a daisy. Thought, oh, I'm fine, but was clearly not. I was like stumbling around the place. Found all my friends. They had searched the warehouse and locks. They had been outside. They thought that it was going to be a full man search party, to be honest. Apologies for that. Came back, and then I think then I went to go find them or something. I don't know. I was told that my boyfriend was looking for me next door with one of my other friends, so went to go look for them, as you do. Walked away, and one of my friends, he had came with, like, behind me, but, like, 2 meters behind me. He was, like, trying to catch up. So I get to the top of the stairs. If you know Lux, there's like a big mirror, and then it's like a death drop of stairs. Like there's so many. I took one step and literally went on my hip. I went the whole way from the top to the bottom, boom, 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 the whole way down the stairs. And then I got up and did some sort of like gymnast like hold at the end. Finish. The bouncer just looked at me and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Then my friend, I turned around and his face, he was like, I heard him laughing at first because it was just a random girl. And then he realized it was me and his face dropped and he was like, oh my God. Like, he thought I was going to die. He was like, are you okay? Like, are you actually okay? Like, I banged my head that many times on the way down. And then the bouncer was like, you all good? And I was like, I'm for sure getting kicked out. I was like, yeah, I'm grand. I'm all right, honestly. Then he got me a wee chair to sit at the door just away from my friends then because I could see them easier coming in. They came in, I sat there, and then that was it. I started shivering. I like lost all composure. I was like so cold, like I was like shivering. I had my own like top on, then I put on my boyfriend's jumper, then my fleece, and then I think someone's coat. My boyfriend's brother texted my mum off my phone being like, hey, do you want to come now? Like we're all kind of like packing it in, we're all kind of done. She shows up. I'm like being walked over to the car. Like I'm shivering, so cold. I'm not well. Wasn't sick though, but I just wasn't well.
Oh,
I was shivering. Got in the car. And my mum was just like, yeah, she's like just probably just like what a disappointment to be honest. Like don't blame her. Everyone's giggling because it's kind of funny, but also they are like what's happened. So yeah, these things happen. Lux maybe
Live
shouldn't
and you
have
learn.
such.
Yeah,
I've never
steep
fallen
stairs.
down them again.
So
I have learned from my mistakes.
The only I've only been to Lux 2 or 3 times. The first time I wasn't 18, so I do the old fake ID
Dear,
trick. So
dear.
I got my
we
passport.
don't recommend that.
It didn't really work anyway. To be fair, I got my passport and I traced the number 3 on my passport, so it said I was born 2003 instead of 2004 on a piece of sellotape. And stuck it over. It was a full like Ocean's 11 job, but when I got there, the woman just looked at it and went and scratched the tape right off and just said 4, and she was like, "Nah, you're not getting in." And then it was a pre-formal, so I was dressed as Spider-Man. So I was in a skin-tight Spider-Man suit, standing outside Lux. All my friends had gone in. My formal date, was just like, "See ya." Went in. 2 locks. I'm standing outside in a skin tight Spider-Man suit thinking, what do I do here? I'm going to have to pack this in. And then just chanced my arm, went up to another bouncer with the 2004 on it. And he just went, yeah, come on. And let me in. And I was like, seriously? Walk up. Everything's fine. Chatting to everybody. Haha. See one of... Now, guys, if you know me, one thing in my life is my friends like to kiss girls that I'm seeing. Which would be funny if it happened once or twice. No joke, happened but 4 times. So I don't know why it keeps happening. I don't know why. But then walk over and I'm chatting to everybody, and I see my friend is pretty close to my formal date. He's dressed as a hippie. They're dressed as a cowboy, and I'm dressed as Spider-Man. And I sort of look over, and I'm like, Then a guy dressed as Ali G comes over to me. Oh yes, it wasn't you, but yes, same costume. Comes over and says, I think he was quite drunk. He just tapped me on here, mate. Keep your bird in a leash, right? And I went, nah, everything's fine. And I looked over, necking the face off each other, and I was like, right. So then I sort of just went over, tapped them on the shoulder. They sort of separated, and I was like, any chance, guys? Like, why are we doing this?
Can I join in?
What's the crack? Didn't know we were doing this, and then
Any chance?
didn't speak to him for a while, and then went to formal with her, and then the afters of the formal, she just left the afters and went home with her mates instead of me. So yeah, and the second time I was in Lux was another pre-formal, and I was dressed as, who was I dressed as for the second one? I can't remember. It'll come back to me at one stage and I'll just shout it out loud. I can't remember what it was, but that was my Lux experiences.
I think Lux is great. Honestly, I would do anything to have another read night out in Lux, like what it used to
The
be.
Flash. I was dressed as the Flash. That's what it
Okay.
Of course.
That explains a
Like
lot.
they did like a wee circus night and all. They did like a circus night, and there was a man, like the same guy who wrote this story in. Me and him went outside. This is a completely different night. We went outside because there was some people swinging around fire, and there's some really tall man on stilts, and then some guy beside him playing the saxophone, and I just thought, this isn't real. Like, this isn't real. This isn't
is a fever
happening.
I
dream.
went to this last year, I think. Was this around this time last year?
I think so.
Um,
It was some like circus night, and then we couldn't get back in. Like, for some reason, they were just like, yeah, we can't. So we had to wait in a queue to then get back in. Eventually, we made it back, but I just remember, like, I woke up the next day and I was like, there was no way that any of that happened. Like, I refused to believe that I saw a man on stilts playing the saxophone.
I would like to go to the Shrek night they did. Do you remember that?
No.
They did a Shrek. Lux did a Shrek warehouse night.
One of the ones I did psychology with last year went to that and said it was class.
The Shrek one?
Yeah.
I would be class, to be fair. I'd love to do that.
Anyway, we should probably get back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the.
A lot to cover.
I had one too many, and we had to leave early because my friend noticed I could barely move or speak, and I was just standing on
It's
the
called
dance
having a
floor.
stroke.
I was just standing on the dance floor, looking at her like that one picture of the guy in the wall with all the stuff in the background that's always on TikTok slideshows. We went to Chicken Lickin', first mistake, and she said to take it back to our flat, but I outright refused because I wanted to sit on the floor, like outside on the pavement. So we did, and I ate my food. Then, like 10 minutes later, I booked twice on Botanic Ave,
As you do.
and immediately after, turned round and asked my friend how many times I was sick. She said twice, and I said, "Oh, I don't even remember."
Lol. He added a lol
Lol.
at the end.
Laugh out loud.
Dear.
I made the the Baba DJ, sorry.
Go ahead, just so you.
I made the Baba DJ play Karma Chameleon, and as soon as it started, everyone stopped singing and just chatted. But I belted the entire song on full volume. And there's a video of it on my phone, and I'm just jumping about, and no one else is, and I get a substantial amount of dirty looks. To be fair.
You know what? It's Baba. Baba is a world in its own. Judgment doesn't exist in Baba. That's
Clearly.
No.
If you saw some of the characters that walk around Baba, you would not, like, you wouldn't be worried. Baba is a judge-free zone.
It has to be.
It has to be. It really does.
This person says Thompson's, nothing else needed to be said. I mean, is Thompson's definitively, we think, the worst club in Belfast?
Yeah.
If we go there after our formal, I'm actually going to go home.
Really?
Yes.
It's that or
what's wrong with it?
UFO.
What's wrong with it, though?
I think I'll just go home. A Wednesday night is not it in Bangor. Or
In Bangor?
Belfast. I would actually
There's no
rather
night
go to
that's in
Bangor than go to...
But like,
Wise.
what, you know, what's so bad about Thompson's? I haven't been to the big
Miserable.
refurb. I want to go see
Oh,
the
I
big
haven't,
refurb.
I haven't been in since it's been done
Oh,
up.
then you have to. You
You have
try
to
it
go.
out. I'll let you know how it is next week,
Yeah.
and then if it's bad, fair enough.
I just
Yeah.
really don't want to be getting a laxative in my drink or something. To be honest,
No.
couldn't think of anything worse.
After formal too.
Way formal dress enough. That's the thing. My main problem is
Yeah.
walking around Thompson's in a
In
formal,
a formal
dress.
dress, it'll be stinking.
Like it's
a bonnet.
pit,
True.
is it not in there?
What's Filthy's like on a Wednesday?
Oh, Filthy's is good, but apparently it's getting knocked down. I've only been once to refreshers, but I was really getting
staying
out.
up for another 2 weeks? Or
I don't know.
This
It's more
happens
formal
like in the
to me.
next 2
Yeah,
weeks.
too
Is it?
bad.
Is it?
it's like 10 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, I better be getting.
Oh,
this
we need to
dress.
sort the awards out.
So are we having awards?
Yeah, people. We'll talk about it after, but yeah,
Okay.
I've been getting lots of messages about sorting
Guys,
awards
if you
out.
have any
Oh.
ideas for awards,
Send them
put
in.
them in the comments below.
I drank nothing but shots all night and threw up on FaceTime to my boyfriend after crying various times because he wouldn't marry me right there.
Bless.
Valid.
Second point, I dropped a gravy chip, one singular chip. 3, I missed him. 4, he said I made a mess. Oh, no. These are the various times he was crying. Oh, okay. I understand now.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, that's kind of valid, I guess.
Oh yes, okay, that makes more sense.
That took a lot of brain power from me.
Yeah, yes.
Can I read the next one?
Yeah.
Aye.
Go for it.
So, was at a club with my mates in Glasgow where I go to uni. We have been there a while and I was pretty much off my face, hid behind the curtain and my friends couldn't find me for 20 minutes. Then later, I was stood in the queue for the bathroom and the bouncer grabs my arm, drags me upstairs away from my friends and sits me down in a chair by the door to the club and gives me a bottle of water, which was nice to be fair, and I just sat watching everyone enter the club and I fell asleep on the chair. Posted embarrassing snaps on my Snapchat story and then threw up beside the chair. No one saw, I don't think. Then my friends finally arrived to go into the smoking area after I was sat there for an hour and I follow them out and I'm so grateful to have found them until the bouncer doesn't let me back into the club because he says he saw me sleeping. My mate Matthew is trying to convince the bouncer to let me in, but he doesn't. So I start crying and then we had to get an Uber home. I know who put this in.
Oh, really?
And she left out an important thing. Her phone also died.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure she was like crying, like begging to the bouncer to like charge her phone or something
Just
as
do it, mate.
well. Like while he was dragging her to this chair.
There was one time actually, Lux against the devil. I witnessed a fight with bouncers, but like it was again pre-formal. I was probably wallowing after my formal date had been kissed by my friend, and I was outside.
Yep.
And this
Really?
girl,
Yep.
Had
this
they,
girl-
Daniel?
What?
Had they?
Yes, I had. And this girl was getting
Didn't
dragged.
This is
No.
new information to us.
This girl was getting dragged out, and then she just decided to throw a wee dig at the bouncer, and the bouncer just
Oh my days.
didn't think twice. Next thing you know, she was on the floor, and she got up and was like, "I'll be taking this forward," and he was like, "You punched me in the face like first." And she was like, "Actually,
It's their own fault.
fair enough."
Y'all might as well get the ready because this is going to take
Get
a
the
while.
ready.
Ready.
Get the music ready. It's too early in the morning. When I had my accident, I found out at that moment nothing in life is promised except death. Okay. If you had the opportunity to play this game of life, you need to appreciate every moment.
Facts.
Real. A lot of people don't appreciate their moment until it's past, and then you got to tell them
Al Bundy stories.
Al Bundy. Oh, I don't know who that is. You remember when, but right now is my time and my moment. Thanks to the fans, thanks to the accident, thanks to God, thanks to my mother, everyone that has helped me, and I plan to celebrate. I plan to celebrate and scream and pop champagne every chance I get because I'm at the Grammys, baby. I know. I know. Everybody asks me that question. They want to know what Kanye is getting well out
Oh,
of.
is it lyrics?
He's gonna do something crazy. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win.
I guess we'll never know.
Thanks to whoever 22 was.
Wow.
It took me far too long to
To realise
realise
where
that there
is
was
it?
no
Well,
story.
where is this
No,
going?
I kind of got after like a lot of people don't appreciate it, and I was like, this sounds really weirdly familiar.
Yep.
I actually thought, right, I was like, when is the story coming here? And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Bingo.
The person that sent this in told me to ask you about this. Said Pride night last year, Jack knows.
Right.
You know, Jack.
It wasn't even that bad. It was just slightly traumatic. It was one of my friends' 19th. So we were at their house before, and then we decided like at 9 o'clock, be like, oh, let's go to Limelight. It was a Saturday night. It was AAA Pride night. And we get there. We're sat in the upstairs bar bit, and this girl turns around to see 3 guys playing with each other's nipples,
Oh.
Okay.
like in like a wee circle, and like licking them
Like that.
and licking them.
We
yeah.
didn't need a demonstration, to be honest.
I've just need to
And-
visualize the story.
Thankfully, I didn't see this, but this person was traumatized and has never recovered since.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
No,
Keep it
traumatizing.
behind locked doors is what I would say.
Like fair enough, Pride Night, but like not the upstairs bar.
Where was this? Sorry.
Limelight.
Oh,
Take it to the bathroom at least. Like,
I don't think I've been to the upstairs bar in Limelight.
Oh, it's my favorite place.
No, I've never been upstairs actually.
the upstairs bar.
Guys,
Yeah, it's
come
alright.
on.
See
Fine.
Limelight Room 2.
Yep.
Is that the one where if you go in and you turn to the
Right.
Yeah.
right? Instead? Okay.
Go through what was Katie's bar.
Right.
Yeah.
It's now Limelight Lounge.
I
That's
love
the one
that he
with
knows
no
all
rain and
the he
all
knows
that.
all
Yeah,
the
all
proper
the ins and
terms and
outs.
everything. Yeah.
No harm to Limelight.
Yeah.
But Katie's bar had like
We're
comfy,
losing
Staring into the
comfy booths. Bring them back. Why am I sitting on stools now?
To be fair, the stools are not it.
No.
They're not comfy.
There's like 8
Okay.
for the whole place.
Yeah, it is. Kind of.
Maybe Limelight will change their ways.
Better.
24 says, I went to the SU bar. Sorry, I know that they don't know
Give
their
them
numbers,
numbers.
but I feel like it's a good lead in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the SU bar with my friends one night last year. It was around end of September and I had just recovered from glandular fever. Right? Me and my friend got severely drunk and needed a lift home. She then suggested that the guy I'm seeing should come pick us up. Already at this point, I am severely drunk. Before we got in the car, my friend had told me that he had been seeing a girl since August and that they were boyfriend and girlfriend in September, but we were still dating in mid-September. Something I ain't adding up here, or maybe it's just my dyslexia in brackets. He comes and picks us up and I stay quiet the whole journey. He continued to boast about his girlfriend and then he drops us home. I have an absolute go at him in the car. I call him a liar, cheater, a beep, beep, and much more.
You're a liar, actress.
While I am crying, he just raises his voice and says it's not his fault and kept denying everything. Also found out that while we were dating, he had changed all his hookup girls on his phone to different names so I wouldn't be sus. He was that much of a beep. He had also given me glandular fever while seeing her. While he was seeing her. He'd also given me glandular
Goodness
fever
me,
while he
you
was
wanna read
seeing
the
her.
story?
Sorry. And I was in hospital while he probs was saying the ickiest stuff to her. When he knew that I found out, he went bright red and was very embarrassed. He then lied and lied, but I had proof, and that's when he admitted to his lies because he knew that he was already in a hole. I ended up crying the whole night that night because I was in love. Meanwhile, he was dating another girl. That is really, really unfortunate.
Sorry, I just read the next one.
This next one is a lie. I am going to have to
So
drag
sorry,
my
so
name
many
out of the dirt.
So sorry about the last one, by the way. That's really upsetting. Anyway.
Jack Lamont's birthday. Jack was steaming and going to the toilet on Aaron's car.
That's a lie.
David-
That is a lie.
David was hanging out the window and Helen was asking everyone about what they do in the bedroom. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Right. My birthday. One night a year where you're allowed to go off the rails. This
Yeah.
was my night.
Yeah.
Is this your
Only
18th?
one night a year?
My 19th.
Oh,
My
your
19th.
19th,
This
okay.
was
You
like,
go off the rails
this
if
was
you
I was in
know.
This
recently.
was recently.
2 months ago. And I was supposed to go home with one of my friends who lives in Cumber, but his sister was kicked out. So Erin had a space in her car, so I said, "Oh, sure, can you take me home?" Now, I'd had a few slushies that night, and I forgot to go to the bathroom before I left. And we got to Consort at McDonald's, and I'm like, "Erin, I really need the bathroom. I really need the bathroom." Like, and she's like, "Well, McDonald's closed. It's like 1:30." And I'm like, "I'll park over there by the bushes and I'll go behind the car." I did not do it on her car.
Jack, that's
Thank
stinking.
you.
Like,
I
peeing all
But
over
no,
the
I
girl's
would have thought
car.
a man of your
You did pee on the car.
moral
I'm hearing
status
from
would
the
have had a
producers.
bit of decency about you. Yeah.
It was in the head.
Bit of
Let
decor.
me live.
You know what? We've all been there.
It was not in the car.
you there?
She was
It was
gaslighting you.
on the
She
back of the
gaslit
car.
you into thinking that it was on the car. It was not. I was leaning on the car. It could not have been in the car.
Did any fluid touch any
No.
part of the car?
No.
Yes.
It was at the back of the car.
But none,
Bit
none,
defensive.
none,
No,
not even like a wee drip.
no.
All right,
You're in
Jack.
free.
We'll believe you.
Yeah, believe you, Jack.
Yeah, I mean,
Why is my name being put in the mud here?
I'm happy to take you on. Who David was hanging out the window. Who's that?
One of my other friends. He was actually quite good that night. It was just
Okay.
sort of hanging. I also hung out the window whenever we got back on the car.
He's just a wild spirit.
That's it. He's
Wild
just
and
a-
free.
She
This
also
is mental.
right. No harm. I'm just gonna bring this up. Aaron, stop saying there was no cat. There was a cat. This way, girl keeps saying, "Oh, you were looking out the window at some cat, and there was no cat." There was a cat. There was
There
a
was
cat.
a cat.
And then someone opened the door, and I don't really like cats. And I slammed the door, and I said, "Don't open the cat, or don't open the door."
Don't open the cat.
But anyway, so that one was a lie, just so you know. And it was number 25. 25 is my favourite number.
There you go. My favorite number is 63.
How random.
I know it is. It's a random number, but it's my favorite. Right, with 4 minutes or ish
Okay,
to rattle
go,
through
go, go.
questions. Was out at Limelight one night with my mates at Freshers, spotted my ex, and decided the best thing would be to avoid her as their relationship ended badly. Nice. Then was waiting in the line to get a drink in the smoking area when she just spawns in with her mate, who proceeds to tell me how much of a bleep I am. And much worse things, and then starts slapping me repeatedly in the face after I kept telling her to stop. Good thing one of my mates was there to tell her before anything serious went down. No?
This
Ah,
is you?
I know, I
This
was
is
gonna
your
say.
own story?
This is not
It
me.
sounds like a
Signed,
Daniel
Daniel
story.
Houston.
I would certainly I would never raise my fists to a female. Ever.
Of course.
You know, perhaps.
Well, do I?
Get the reading glasses on, Kira.
Dear God. Okay. Well, I've just seen my name at the end of it, so here we go. So this person said, one of the worst nights of my life is maybe one of the best. We were some guys out tonight when we were on holiday, just us boys. We sit for some drinks and shots where some very drunk English came, and we give ourselves shots like the Danes that we are. We naturally say yes, so after 10 to 12 shots, some nice and good-looking Irish girls each pass us. Being the boys we are, we go up to them and talk to them. We talk to them until late in the evening and when we are on our way home. But then we think, like drunk boys, to take some breaks along the way where we sit on the edge of the stand where we push the drunkest boy into the sand. Well, the girls seem it was badly done, but we were just very drunk, so we didn't take it any further. But then some of the guys chose to go home while the rest of us are a little more focused on something else. Oh my goodness. Namely the girls. So we ask where they live and ask them if we can come to their house. They say no to that at first, but say they have a game of Uno we can play on the beach with them. When we get down to the beach, we start playing Uno, but suddenly it starts to rain really hard, so the girls agree to let us come up to their apartment. Remember that this is like 5 a.m. We get up there, but because we are 4 drunk boys, we can't keep quiet, so they end up saying we have to run home in the rain while we were all wearing all white clothes, and signed it off at the end by saying, and that's how I met Kira.
So who is this, Kira?
This is, well, I talk more about this on holiday week, but
Okay.
this is, basically we met a group of Danish boys. They like came over to us. Then he's left out some details, which I'm very glad he did,
Oh.
but
Okay.
they came up to our, basically they wanted food. Weirdly, so they said, like, do you have any food in your apartment? So one of my friends, she went up and got them like a really stale baguette that we didn't want and gave it to them. And then we said they weren't letting them in. So we then walked down to the beach, and we were like, one of the girls had Uno in her bag. She was like, oh, we'll play Uno. Then this like
random.
massive thunderstorm came out of absolutely nowhere. So all of us run like back to our apartment, and we're just sitting like in this apartment with, he said 4, there was not 4, there was maybe 8 or 9
Oh,
like
the boys.
I was going to
boys,
say, was this not
Danish
that you
boys.
said there
Where
were
was
so
this?
many?
This was in Mallorca.
Didn't you say like it all went wrong though? Like
Yeah, that's
Oh,
we'll go into it. We'll go back
to
to
it
it.
relationship
But
week.
yeah, interesting.
I went home after and tried to eat.
after a night out, I think.
Okay, I went home after and I tried to eat an Easter egg like an apple, one of the really big ones, but I couldn't, so I smashed it all over the counter and it went literally everywhere. Then I tried to lock my mum in the kitchen.
Standard.
Just sound, guys.
Um,
Oh, that's the same
Oh,
story.
oh,
isn't
then
it?
it continues.
I went out again and drank only shots and had a sport competition the day after. I slept in the bleachers the entire time, apart from leaving twice to sit outside and reconnect with nature. I went out for some casual drinks with friends, and one of them had a battle of naming Harry Potter spells in the bar with the bartender, then threw up in 3 different bars in Bangor.
Oh.
I take it you know who this is, Chloe.
So that was me.
Really?
Um,
Did you put this in yourself?
no. I
Oh.
know who put it in. I don't know. I think they're 2 separate ones.
Oh, right, okay.
So I think that I went out for casual drinks with friends in Bangor. So that was
Oh,
me
that's
and my
you.
2 friends. We so we started in like Hot House or something, and I had lost a bet because on the way to there, like, so we had just done the Harry Potter marathon, whatever. It was great. I was really involved. So we were like, this is going to make us sound like such losers. But we were like naming the
Correction,
spells.
It's going to make you.
Yeah.
No, like us as in me and the people I was with, because we were doing like a competition to see who knew more Harry Potter spells. And like whoever lost had to do a shot, or like had to do 2 shots or something. So I lost, I had to do 2. So we went to the first bar, I did a shot. I said, do you have Fireball? He said no, but something like it. Cinnamon Smirnoff. I went,
Okay.
sure. Gives it best value for your money, in my opinion. No point in getting like a sour shot or something, because it's just like, just doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah.
So I did it. Instantly didn't feel right. I was like, I'm gonna go to the toilet, and they were like, no, because you're gonna be sick. And I was like, no, I'm not. And like, well, then sit there for 5 minutes so we know you're not gonna be sick. And I was like, right, okay. So I sat at the table, it was fine. Went to the toilet, wasn't sick. I was like, this is fine. We're all good. We're in the clear. Walk another like 10 minutes to the next bar, go in, and it's time for me to take my second shot. And I'm like, right, I think we're in Donegan's at this point. And I know I have to do it, so I'm like, why don't I just try and get it for free? I'll have a wee battle with the bartender over Harry Potter spells. And we did, and I won. But then he didn't give me my shot for free, and I still took the shot. It was like that purple vodka, so, and it was like nearly a double shot. I don't even know. It was absolutely foul. Took it. We went and sat out in the beer garden. All was well. Got a wee Orchard Thieves. It was great. I'd also had other drinks. Like I had preyed the casual night out with like
Yes.
4 Loko,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what you do, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what Chloe does.
That's what Chloe does, yeah.
Went in, and then I just thought, oh, I'm not feeling too good. I'm really not feeling too good. Went to the toilet. Apparently I was in there for like half an hour. I don't know. Don't remember. It didn't feel like that long. The bouncer came in. He's like, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He went out, said, oh, it's just fine, like whatever. Then I left, and we were walking out, and the bouncer came over, and he like put his hand on my shoulder. He's like, you all right, love? He's like, were you battling in there or something? Because I was being sick I was on the floor at the toilet being sick
Yeah.
in this bar after a casual night out. Went to the next bar, went to Grand Social in Bangor. So got in somehow, because believe it or not, I'm actually quite good at like faking it. So I went in, I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Went upstairs, straight into the bathroom, was standing over the toilet, fighting for my life. But it was one of those ones where it's like, if I was literally trying to make myself be sick, because I knew if I was sick, I would feel so much better, but I couldn't be sick for some reason. So I have never felt pain like this. My stomach, I thought it was going to explode. It was like tightening and tightening and tightening, and I was like, I'm literally going to die. Like, this is not, I'm going to die in this bar. So when I left, I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm not going to be sick. I'm fine. Like, I'll just go get another drink. So I went out to go get another drink, and one of the guys I was with handed me a glass of water, and he was like, drink that. So I drank it. Whatever, fine. Set it down. Then the other one I was with, he was joking, but we know someone who was working in the bar. I was like hanging off him, trying to walk. He was like holding me up. Walk over to the bar. He says, the bar that the guy that we know was like, is she all right? And he went, yeah, she just needs another drink. And he went, what? And he was like, oh, she's fine, get a wee shot of Fireball. And he goes, I'm not even going to serve you a drink just in case she drinks it. So he was like, then the other guy who's more sensible we were with was like, yeah, no, like, she's not good. I went back into the bathroom, was standing there fighting for my life, still couldn't be sick. Text my mum, please come get us, like, we need to go. Went and got our kebab, literally sat on the floor, like, outside this kebab shop. I have never felt this ill in my life. Couldn't even eat my kebab. That's how you know I was sick. I couldn't even eat it. I just sat there till the next day.
Such a soldier.
I know, I was really fighting on.
Pouring through.
but I have never felt that ill in my life. And we had taken videos before, like this is us before chill drinks. Like I had forced them to do it just for our memories, you know. And then we did it after, and I'm not speaking English. Like I cannot speak in the video. I'm just mumbling and like dropping my fork in the floor. So that's how chill nights out go in Bangor.
Very good. Very good.
Pretty good.
Well, that is us at the end
Pretty
of our
messy.
stories, because the last one I've added in there is a repeat by accident.
I
Yeah.
think moral of the story this week is Chloe needs to go to an AA meeting.
No,
And
let
the
me
rest
just.
of us need to avoid Thompson's at all costs.
I'll put a disclaimer
Yes.
that I have not been out in so long. To be honest, I have not been
3
drinking.
weeks.
She's
I
been
have been
good.
pretty good, and the last couple of times I've been out, I haven't been that bad, apart from chill drinks. But that doesn't count. So I don't think I'm that bad anymore. To be honest.
Well done. Do you want
Thank
a
you.
medal?
Maybe. I think to celebrate, we should go to Balba tonight.
I'm going. He's going. He's locked in.
Ready to
The
go.
essay's due tomorrow.
Yeah, we have an essay.
Baba
like,
comes first.
no chance.
How far are you into it?
120 words.
0.
So
That's 2,000 words.
That's
yeah,
not-
How are you doing that?
easy. I'm grinding it out in the library.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I meet you.
next week's theme is embarrassing stories. So that's
In general.
there's a lot of range there to play around with, guys. So anything you go for it,
Anything.
you go nuts. You go
Um,
nuts.
Students anywhere, I think we should put this out there, especially because we have had a few this week of people, like, you don't have to just be from Belfast, like Queens or Ulster. If you're a student anywhere, put in your little,
Yeah, if you're a
little
Dane, if you're a
stories.
Dane, you fire your
Get
stories
in
in there.
there.
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Even
Because
if you're
we
not a
think so.
student, any
Yeah. If you're in the 30 plus club,
Mum,
yeah,
if you
fire
want
it in.
one in.
If you're in the 30 plus club, feel free.
follow
Yeah.
us on Instagram and TikTok at What's Yappenin, and then in the Instagram Linktree thing, there's
There will be a
there's
the forum.
for next week. Yeah,
Go
yeah, yeah.
for 'em.
So get your suggestions in, and
See you next week.
see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Time to yap.
It's time to yap. Turn it up.
It's Chloe.
Daniel, Jack,
And Kira.
and this is
What's happening?
Live on Queens Radio.
On YouTube and Spotify.